Welcome everyone here at Copper Lodge. Appreciate you guys joining us, Copper family. So we've been Brett and I have been talking in the background in the green room for about 10-15 minutes, just catching up. So hope you guys are doing really well. I have lots of I don't have a lot of energy, just due to the fact I'm recovering still. But just want everyone to know I appreciate your prayers, appreciate your warm thoughts, and if you have any questions about what I went through, we're more than willing to discuss and go over that. But Brett, appreciate you joining me, man.
Yep, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, just one word. Yep.
Pleasure.
But let's just see who's in here. So we got Alderman. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you joining us today. Then we got Mr. Joshua Ricks. How you doing, buddy? Mr. Marky Mark. How you doing, Mark? It was Mark's birthday just a couple days ago, and he got this really nice fridge set, freezer and it's really nice for his butters and oils. What's up, Casey? Casey's a good one. What's up, E? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hey, Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah, Nick's everywhere, man. He emailed me and super nice. And I think this is the first time at the lodge. Oh, nice. I appreciate you joining us, Bearded Pamper.
Yep.
Have you ever seen his shows or anything like that? I don't know if he has anything.
No.
Kind of interested in that. I've actually been thinking about since I was in the ICU, for 5 straight days, and I'm not used to watching TV and stuff. I watched so many fishing shows and cooking shows. And so I told my wife, I'm like, we need to buy a boat and I need to buy a smoker so that I can smoke all the fish. Oh man, there was some cool stuff. All right, then we have, I'm just looking to see what else we have. What's up, Joey? How you doing, man? It just moved on me right as soon as I said hello. Wait for it. Well, I can't find you anywhere. Okay, then we have, there he is. Joey, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you joining me. What's up,
Joey?
Steven is always here. Very simple. Appreciate it, man. What's up, Mr. Beards and Vinyl? Appreciate you joining us. We love you, Tyson. So glad you're on, man. I appreciate it, Brian. I really am. I got my oxygen right next to me just in case I need it. And it's been a long process, but definitely good. What's up, Gabe? Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you joining us. Hey, Mr. Adrian. And then we got Amanda. How you doing, Amanda? Everyone's here to come see you, man. See what you got to say.
I've never met Amanda.
She's super nice.
Yeah.
I've talked to her and Gabe quite a bit, and genuine people. They're just good people. Yeah. There's not a lot of actually, I don't know anyone I don't like, and there's a lot of good people. And I'm get all emotional. I'm a wuss. I got hundreds of messages when I was in the hospital, and I wasn't able to answer them all. And it meant a lot to me, guys. It really did. So, hey, Aaron.
Aaron.
Get it. Yeah, see, I'm excited for opening weekend. The Saints versus the Packers. It's going to be a fun one.
Are you a Packer?
Oh, I'm a Saints fan.
Oh, you're a Saints fan? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Winston playing. We'll see how he does, but, what's up, Mr. Just Plain Beard? Good to see you, man. Susanna, appreciate you, man. He was one of my first subscribers ever.
Really?
Yeah, he was under FedEx something, and he just randomly found me, and I thought it was hilarious. What's up, Nick? All right, well, I don't know how we should start. Oh wait, let me do this real quick. Nah, I want that to be a scroll. There we go. All right.
Why don't you just start why don't you just tell your story real quick?
Yeah, let me hear you just fix this. Sorry. All right. So we'll get to the Brett story and his everything, but I'll kind of tell you kind of what happened to me, guys, and everything. So on Tuesday of last week, I went to the ER because I couldn't breathe. It felt like not like an elephant, but more just like a big person sitting on my chest, and I couldn't breathe very well, and it was getting me nervous. And I just couldn't breathe, and so I went in, and the ER, and they're like, okay, you got a little bit of pneumonia, you definitely have COVID, and but we're going to send you home. Here's some steroids, just for the pneumonia, to fight the pneumonia and stuff like that. But if it gets any worse, come back. Well, come Friday, it literally was like an elephant was sitting on my chest. I could not breathe. I couldn't do anything, and I mean, I couldn't even move. I got to the ER, and I didn't even make it inside. They rushed out. They could just tell something was wrong. They rushed out, got me on a wheelchair, and just rushed me in. Got me on oxygen. I was below 70 in oxygen. They hurried and did a CAT scan to see if I had a pulmonary embolism in my lungs, see if something exploded in there. They did a lot of tests, drugs, all that kind of stuff, and I was immediately put into the ICU. The following day, the doctor came in, and my wife and I were sitting there, and the doctor not basically said, your organs are failing. We got to talk about if you want to do a ventilator so you can stay alive, but you need to have your kids come in so you can say goodbye. You don't have that much long. And it destroyed me and my wife. Obviously we're church-going people, and we believe in God, and we said prayers, and my family said prayers, and everyone found out kind of what was happening, and this community said prayers. And within 24 hours, they found the medicine that was working. My organs started working again, and here I am. I have to be on oxygen, but I can breathe. And it was a very, very scary second for me and for my family. It was eye-opening when it came to not being there for my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
That scared me a lot. That how much I would miss. And
Right.
but holy cow, I felt the love, I promise you, and I'm grateful for prayer. I'm grateful for all that, and I don't mean to offend anyone if you're not, but that's what I believe, and I believe it worked. I'm here, and I believe I'm here because of God and for the prayers and all that. So that's what I went through this week, and I was there for 5 days, and I still don't have tons of energy, but we're getting there.
We're glad to have you back.
I appreciate it. So now on to the main event right here. All right, so Brett, everyone knows, we've seen you on Beard Therapy, we've seen all the jokes, we've seen all this kind of stuff, but you and I have talked a lot, and I have got to know who you are as a person, and you're a good dude. So I want everyone else to know who you are. So tell us a little about who you are and what you like to do.
Okay. So you all know my name is Brett. I grew up in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio called Upper Arlington. I lived there for 24 years. That's where I was hatched. And then at 24, I decided through poor choices in life that I was making, that the best route for me would be, in order to gain some responsibility and to grow up, because I was smoking pot and drinking a lot and partying and just making poor decisions. The military was the best route.
Okay.
So basically what I did was I went to the local, where I went, the recruiting stations were set up based on, there was each one of the branches recruiting stations were in a row. And so I just figured, well, I'll start with one and I'll work my way down until somebody decides to take me. So I started with the Marine Corps. They said, no, you're too big. That threw me for a loop. I thought that's what basic training was supposed to do.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I went, the next one was the Army, and walked into the Army recruiting station. And long story short, they took me, and they weren't going to be able to take me for the next cycle for basic training wasn't until February. And this was like I want to say late November.
Okay.
And so basically what I ended up having to do was find a seasonal job. And I found one. My best friend at the time worked at a place for anybody that's from Ohio, they should know Cheryl's Cookies because they're phenomenal, or they used to be. I don't know if they're still in existence, but so I worked at one of the Cheryl's Cookies places, and it was a seasonal job. And then come February, I shipped out, and that was February of '97. And I did my basic training and AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training. That's the AIT is where you go to learn to do your job. And my job was 13 Bravo, which is field artillery. It's actually 13 Bravo Cannon crew member, but it's under the guise of 13 series, which is field artillery. So my first duty station was Fort Riley in Kansas. And then I want to say July of '98, I got orders to go to Germany.
Oh, wow.
And so I ended up spending 4 years in Germany. And then towards the end of my my tour in Germany, I decided that I was going to choose, instead of the Army choosing where I go, I'm going to choose where I go. And I decided to go back to Fort Riley because I knew it.
How did you got to choose?
Yeah, well, yeah.
From my understanding, my buddy's in the Air Force, and he gets to choose like 3 bases, and then they get to choose which base out of those 3 he has to go to.
Well, what happened? See, that was in basic training that they did that for us. And oh, you're welcome, Aaron. Once you're in, the military basically decides where you go. Now you can do, or at least the Army chose where I would go. Now you could do what's called a 4187, which is a request of duty station, and that's what I did. I put in a 4187 to request to go back to Fort Riley, and they accepted it because Fort Riley is one of those duty stations that is hard to get. Well, it was hard to get people to go. And so I chose to go back out there.
Okay.
And then I went out there, and that was in 2002. And so from 2002 to 2006, that's where I was stationed. And within that time, from 2003 to 2004, that's when I went to Iraq. And while I was in Iraq, I got injured, not from combat or anything like that. I was actually working out in the gym. And I slipped some discs in my neck and then hurt my lower back. And so they basically said, your time is over. And so 2006 was my discharge date for medical.
So you were on active duty when that happened?
Yes. So within, I think it was that was in June of 2006 when I got out, but I met my wife in December of 2005. And so we had been talking and dating and all sorts of stuff. And I just stayed in Kansas, and I've been here ever since.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got married in 2008. She has a daughter from a previous marriage who is my daughter.
Absolutely. I get that.
And then we didn't think we were going to ever have kids. And so fast forward to 2015, and that was when the good Lord decided to bless us with a child at 42. And so my first actual blood child was born in 2015. So.
And what's his name again?
Ethan.
Ethan, that's right. Cute little kid.
Yeah, and so
I've talked to him on the phone on accident.
Yeah, if he's sitting there and he sees my phone go off, he'll just pick it up, and he's he'll pick up the phone and talk to whoever's on the phone. In fact, there was one, Barbado Joe was doing an IG live with his daughter. They were driving to the Apple store, and he invited me in, and Ethan was sitting next to me on the couch, and he said, "Who is that? Your dad?"
To Joe?
Yeah, he said that to Joe. He said, "Are you my grandpa? Is that your dad?" So he said that to Joe. So
I just found out that he's going to be in Salt Lake when I'm doing a show here.
Yeah.
And so I get to go I'll meet Joe here. So I'm excited.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and Casey's going to be here. Bushy Beards. So
yeah,
I'm excited to meet a couple guys here. We're doing the barber, beauty and barber convention. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. All right. So tell me a little bit about what you do now for your job, because I know you're all about service and you're very service oriented, and so I want people to kind of know who you are when it comes to that.
Okay, so the job I do now, I work for a company called Big Lakes Developmental Center, and what they do is they work with mentally and or physically challenged adults, handicapped. And we work with getting them out into the public and having jobs so that they feel normal.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. My title is work supervisor, and what I do is there's varying levels, obviously, of what my clients can do. Some of them, they do work at the actual shop, and they make money for it. They'll do there's pull aparts, which are basically just like stapled documents or folders that have those little metal tabs on them. And basically what they do is they just pull it apart and we put it into an office tote. And then there's people that can shred. So what they do is they take all oh, okay.
I didn't know that, Nick.
Yeah, I was reading the message.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So they'll shred pertinent documents for people, like in their trash. Like we go through the other job that they do is sorting, and what they do, the sorters will take bags of recycled stuff and separate magazines, papers, newspapers, and trash, and then the trash goes obviously into a trash bag, but the other stuff is stuff that we can get and send back and get money for.
Okay. And that's kind of how they pay for their housing and stuff too?
Yes, it pays for rent, it pays for it. Now if they live with their family, obviously that just goes in their pocket, but the people in the group home, it goes towards their rent, their food, stuff like that. We have 3 or 4 that live on their own, so it would go to pay their rent, their utilities at the apartment that they live in, and so on and so forth. But then there's the group that I work with that they're not fully capable, but they're capable enough in order to go and work on, say, doing janitorial type jobs at, like, when we go and clean the city hall, we clean the library, and we clean a church. So these are contracts that have been set up, and they go and they do certain things within those facilities, and I go and watch them do it. I make sure
everything's taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So that's basically what I do.
So what's your favorite thing about your job then?
It varies, but usually I have one of the guys that lives at the group home that his favorite thing is men with beards and women with long hair. So he's always coming up to me like and doing this. He's always fluffing my beard. And anybody that knows me knows that I hate when somebody just comes up and touches my beard. Like if I don't know you, don't touch my beard. But he is one that is very overly clean. So he's always washing his hands. He's always using sanitizer. He's always doing, whatever. So I don't have a problem with him coming up and doing this. Now I have another client who goes to the bathroom and doesn't wash his hands. He is beard free. He won't. I don't let him touch my beard at all whatsoever. And it drives him crazy because he wants to, but he doesn't wash his hands. Well, I'm not getting whatever it is that you just touched.
Right.
It ain't going in my beard, Chief.
Yeah, I'll have some women. It's not guys. Just women will randomly come up and they'll want to touch us, and I back away, and they're like, "What's wrong?" It's weird. Like, I don't even know who you are, and you want to touch my beard. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah. Whoa, stop.
I know. It's not like I'm randomly coming up and touching your butt or something. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. Like it's personal.
Or I was just gonna say, it's the equivalent of a stranger coming up and touching your wife's belly while she's pregnant.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird. Like, ask before you do that. Don't just walk up. Oh, beard. Oh.
Yeah, I had some lady. I was at the grocery store and I was just walking. All of a sudden, I get a tug on my beard. I'm like, what the crap? And I look. Somebody just wanted to touch my beard. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. And she's some like 40-year-old lady. Just like, I just wanted to see what it felt like. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and but we're the ones that get looked at like we're a-holes if we are even mean or like standoffish when they do that. It's like, at what point do you think it's okay to just invade someone's space?
I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's a stigmatism or it's a thing that guys or some bearded men like and touch or something. I don't know. I've never got that. So I don't know if Matt from Beard Laws is in here, but that's one of his laws is if you touch my beard, I touch your butt.
That's a good law.
Yeah, it's just like because it's so random. But there are some epic beards like Matt and Dave or Dan, and stuff that are just like, I don't want to touch them, but they are nice looking.
Yeah, I want that long. I mean, mine's not too shabby, but it is a damn beard.
Yeah.
Now see this right here.
Oh, the gray?
No, the space.
Oh yeah.
That unfortunately I've been trying to get to grow back and it hasn't. That was from a incident last October. Was it October or November? I don't remember. But it was either October or November. I went to the gas station and I had a sweatshirt on and I got cold. So I buckled down and I zipped up my sweatshirt, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm pumping the gas in my vehicle and I got done and I went to lift my head up and I zipped that part of my beard into my sweatshirt and it yanked it out. And so now I've got this permanent
line
split. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Did you take a picture of it? Because that's a lot of hair.
It was a nice chunk. I did not take a picture of it. No, I should have, but
that would have been something.
Yeah. And ever since then, that's what I've got.
I had a guy ask if he could touch my beard the other day. I would prefer if he didn't. It's true. I don't know why people want to touch our beards. I don't get it. I don't.
I think it's because they want to see if it's soft or if it's rough.
It's just
because
hair.
of the stigma. Like the stigma is when you're growing it, it starts out, it's really itchy.
Yeah, a lot of people do quit.
Just want to know if it's soft or not.
Yeah, a lot of guys. I know a lot of guys who'll quit. They're like, I just can't handle them. Like, well, that's why we have oils and stuff like that. So they don't get it. But hey, enough about beard talk. Even though I think it's hilarious, this is about you, man.
Okay.
So, you told me about your job and some of the things that you enjoy and all that kind of stuff. So, what do you like to do on your day off? Because as of late, you haven't had a lot of days off.
No.
You've been sleeping there. You've been going back home, getting in the shower, and going back to work.
Right.
So, what do you like to do on your time off?
Just basically relax, spend time with the family. During, let's see, from late August until February, that's football season. So obviously Saturdays and Sundays, I got to watch my games.
Did you watch any of the UCLA Hawaii game, even though I could care less about either of them?
No, I didn't watch those. I'm watching tonight, though. Tonight on NBC at 7 o'clock Central is Browns and Atlanta Falcons. That's why I'm wearing the orange and brown.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will. No starters will play, I don't think.
Baker Mayfield's supposed to start.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's game 3. He's going to go in for probably a quarter or two, or maybe a series or two. But yeah,
I know they canceled. They canceled the Saints game. You know, I hope. And if anyone's there listening, I hope you're okay. New Orleans, we're definitely praying for you and all that stuff. So make sure you stay safe.
Yeah.
But I was sad when that game was canceled.
Oh, I'm sure.
However, you know, me being in Utah, I'm a huge Wilson fan for the Jets now. And I'm so glad he's doing well. We'll see how he does in the regular season. But
yeah, we'll see the regular season.
Yeah, that's when it counts. Because right now they're just playing against second, third stringers who are trying to make the team.
Yeah.
So football season's coming. You enjoy that. What else do you like to do?
Listen to music. I like doing stuff like this. Just collecting beard products. That's as of late. I mean, yeah. Well, I've got, I would say, a majority of your stuff. So yeah, if I'm a fan of somebody's beard products and stuff, I go all out. I'm getting them all the time and as often as I can. So basically just relaxing and trying to get away from that work environment. It's all, I only have Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. So, and then when I get off work during the week, mostly I sit down, I'll eat dinner, chit chat with the boy because he started kindergarten. So he's been in school. And then I end up passing out on the couch. So my evenings are like just sleeping.
As soon as the kids are asleep, you're like, eh.
Yeah. And so on the weekends, I'm either trying to relax. Ooh, gross. Big old spider.
Hey, Marvin. I didn't realize you were here, man. It's the first time I've seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Marvin, the bearded dragon, lives in New Orleans.
Oh, does he?
Oh, stay safe, man.
So yeah, I'll do try to relax and do stuff like that. But it's also during this time of the year, I also have to do my lawn care. So I got a riding lawnmower, so that's kind of relaxing. But when I have to do the weed eating or the push mowing, then that sucks.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I have my oldest mow the lawn and stuff. And I told my wife, I'm like, as soon as the kids are gone and we have our own, like, we have a separate building for a lab and a barber shop and everything that I want to do. I'm like, I just want to live in a condo, so I don't even have to worry about the yard anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So if money was no object, what would you buy? What would you
do? That's a tough one. If money was no object, I'd probably buy, because it's one of my favorite cars, I'd probably buy a Porsche Cayenne. It's the SUV that Porsche has.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. I absolutely adore that, or a Hummer.
An old school Hummer?
Yeah,
they're not around anymore, are they?
The newer Hummers, like the Hummer, the H2 or the H3. I might buy an old school Hummer.
You might buy what?
I might buy an old school Humvee from like the military and tootle around town in that. That'd be cool.
There's a lot of those over on base where I'm at. But, yeah, I think I'm dead serious. I've always said this, and from the get-go, from me starting the company and everything, I want to buy and build a really nice, like a lodge, but a cabin, boats and four-wheelers and wave runners, and just have my company running to the point where I can just wine and dine my customers and have fun and do giveaways and fly them out and, hey, we're going to go fly fishing down this. bring your family. It's like, seriously, if money was no object and I could pay for people to come play, just have fun and get to know everyone, that would be my dream.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and it will happen. Might not happen as much as I want to, but it will happen. Like I will do giveaways with a cabin. I will do giveaways, go boating trip and stuff like that, fishing trips and stuff. It will happen.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's one thing. If money was no object, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's get a little bit more serious. So you've gone through a lot in your life. You've seen a lot of stuff. So when things are getting tough in your life, how do you keep moving forward? How do you keep staying steady and being that steady hand for your family?
My son keeps me motivated. Be able to provide for him, my son, and my family. So it gets tough doing what I do, and especially like what we were talking about in the green room, where I was, pulling overnights and for months, that part of the job is rough. It's not the job itself. Like doing the job is fine. It's the hours that can weigh on you.
Yeah.
And so, that's been, that's the hardest part of my job. And so keeping them in mind is what's, got me through it.
I think that's smart. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I said, I've been listening to not a lot of self-help books, but a lot of just you're keeping your mind open and understanding. A lot of businesses and a lot of people are like, you got to have that motivation. If you have that motivation, you keep moving forward and keep going. And what I'm learning is motivation is like 1%, if not less.
Right.
It's like it's the determination. It's like, once you set your mind to it, you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when things get tough, you've already set aside that it doesn't matter, I'm doing it.
Right.
And we do it for our kids. We do it for our family. But in the end, it's the motivation. That's not enough. It's just you do what you say you're going to do.
Right.
And that's what I'm learning is a lot of these successful people, I don't want to stay up until 2-3 o'clock making oil and butter. I don't. I'd rather be sleeping.
But that's what they do.
But that's what you do because you've set a goal. You're determined to make it succeed and do all that stuff. Motivation has nothing to do with it. So I think what you said was really smart.
Yeah.
So over these past couple of years during all the sicknesses and stuff like that and your life, what's the one thing that's made you most proud?
Oh. I would have to say the way my son's handled kindergarten, because if you knew him, he has severe, anxiety, mostly separation anxiety, and that, and so going to school when he was in preschool, if you were to have known him in preschool versus kindergarten, it's like 180-degree difference.
Really?
In preschool, he would fight and not want to go to school. He'd scream and throw fits, get on the bus and just cry, and you'd see him in tears as the bus is driving off. And then he'd come home and he'd have these catastrophic meltdowns because he was just exhausted from the day. And now he just off to the bus stop, no problem.
What was that mindset? What changed his mind or his?
We have no idea. It's just been an 180-degree difference, and it's been a really, really awesome thing to watch.
That is. It's a proud job.
So I would say that's probably right now my proudest moment.
Oh, I 100% agree. Seeing your kids succeed and seeing your kids happy.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
We were, I mean, based on what we knew from the past, we were worried about what this was going to be, and it was not a worry at all. Well, we worried up until that point, and then when it actually happened, and he just ran to the bus and got on and was just fine. And no, mommy, don't go to the bus. Don't, I want you to stay here. that was really proud moment. So.
Oh, absolutely. My daughter, you know how what she's gone through, and everyone kind of knows what she's gone through. She's been in the hospital and stuff. That's where we
Yeah.
came up with coming home, her favorite drink, that type of thing. She's in high school, and we've been stressing. Like, she just started a couple of weeks ago, and this is the happiest I've seen her in years.
Yeah.
And it's the same mindset as what your son is. I don't know what changed.
It just did.
It just did, and it just makes you so happy. Like, you just look at her, you're just happy because she's happy.
Yeah.
And I totally feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
My wife and I were just talking about that today. We're like, what's changed? Like, she's happy.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Probably doing what I'm doing now. I was talking to my wife about it. The one frustrating part about my job is there really isn't, because if you get the right people in, they stay. And so there isn't any like promotions per se. You get raises, but unless somebody retires from a position, that's maybe higher up, that's when you can go in for it. So the room for advancement in my job is minuscule. It's not as it's not like you go to, say, a fast food joint and you can go from, say, the cook to the cashier to assistant manager to manager to store manager, whatever. There isn't really much of that in my job. So I would see myself 5 years pretty much doing the same thing I'm doing now.
But it's cool that you found something that you like that much to be able to say you want to do that in 5 years.
Well, I hope. That's what I hope.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like you obviously you made friendships with these men and women and with the disabilities, and I think that's so cool. And when you, again, been listening to a lot of crap since I've been in the hospital and stuff. One of the things that people are always talking about is, there's a 20 questions that you ask yourself a question and say a goal. I want to make $100,000 this year.
Right.
That's your goal. Then you ask 20 questions about how are you going to achieve this goal? Not necessarily through work or not necessarily through investment, just 20 answers on how to answer that question. And a lot of people try to think outside the box and, I'm going to do this, this, and this. It's very unique and very doesn't happen very often where you're saying, I love what I'm doing. I want to keep doing it. And that's cool that you found that.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just reading these comments.
No, you're fine.
So when will you know you've made it? And that's a very generic question, and it's done on purpose.
Made it based on my standards or society standards?
Yours. This is all about you.
I guess you could say, obviously it would be nice to be making a little bit more money, but I think I've made it. I mean, we're not, I'm not strapped. I'm not constantly going out and getting loans. I'm not, my personal credit is really good because I've worked hard from an extenuating circumstance that occurred. Don't want to go into. I'll maybe tell you one day after the show's over.
Totally.
But I brought my credit up. I worked real hard to bring my credit up, and now I'm at a point where I don't really have to worry about much. So, guess you could say I have made it.
Yeah.
So,
no, I like that.
There isn't much more that I'm not in need of anything. It'd be more stuff that you want, like, I want a better car or whatever. But now I'm at a point where if I did decide, look, my vehicle's paid off, I'm going to go out and get a new one, I wouldn't have a problem doing that.
Yeah.
So
For me, and mind you, I like those answers. Um, excuse me, but my dad has always taught me. He's like, again, we're a very religious family.
right,
Like, I know I have done my job, and I know I have made it. When my grandchildren are saying their prayer for dinner, which means that he taught us, and then we taught our kids.
right,
And that's kind of how I feel. Is like I know I've made it. When my kids are married, they're happy, they're succeeding in life, and then their children, they're teaching their children the same values.
right,
Um, now, professionally, I have no idea. I don't know if I'll ever say I made it
right,
because there's always more I want to do.
right.
Personally, that's for me on the personal side. I know that's cheesy, but
No,
yeah, on the professional side, I'm always wanting to do better. Like,
yeah, you should.
But you and I are in a different mindset type of thing where you're serving a ton of people and you're doing a really good job. So
Well, thank you.
mine's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Mine's like, I want this to smell good. No. So do you live by any piece of advice or motto or anything like that?
Other than the golden rule, not really. I mean, I just go out and do my thing. I don't really have a motto or creed I think I lived enough of that with the 9 years I was in the military that I don't,
It's been ingrained in you. It's just who you are.
Yeah. So I just go out and do my thing.
Brett, your situation is my 5-year plan. Good credit and financially stable. I'm undoing a lot of my 20s. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So I really believe that. I believe a lot of people have gone through what you've gone through.
Yeah.
And they're trying to mend it, and you're there. So I think that's pretty cool.
It took a long time, and it was a lot of hard work, but I
imagine a lot of patience and a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
Especially when you want something now and you can't do it.
Yeah. Or you go to get a loan and they're like, nope, your credit sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there. I think we all have.
Yeah.
You serve people every day with amazing beer products, Tyson. Oh, thanks. I thought this was about you. I didn't mean that. Oh, hey. White Trash Donnie. I love Donnie.
What's White Trash Donnie?
He's going to be in the September 12th show.
Yeah.
Where we do the mullet competition.
Yeah.
He sent a picture where we're doing the brackets right now.
Yeah.
Hilariously awesome. Like, I love it. So, yeah, it's starting to creep in. It's nothing like Joe's. So it may, if I may say, you can do more without a credit score. I don't know what that means. You'll have to enlighten me.
Yeah.
All right. Anytime I've seen Brett on screen, he's a good dude. Great member of the beer community. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Brett's one of the good ones. He's one of the just honest, hardworking, just good people. All right. So are you in any podcasts? Do you listen to music? Like, what do you listen to when you're not?
I would say I don't actually have anything to where I could listen to an actual podcast at that time, but I do go back and I watch, say, the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh yeah.
But I listen to a lot of music. I'm a hard rock, classic rock, and heavy metal freak. Like, I love all that.
So what concerts have you gone to? Anything good? What type of concerts have you gone to?
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? I've seen Rush. My favorite band of all time is Rush, and I've seen
Rush.
Yes,
they're always over in Wendover.
What's that?
They're in Wendover all the time.
I've seen them 6 times. I've seen, let's see, Five Finger Death Punch. I've seen Volbeat.
Wow.
Let's see, who else have I seen? Damn Yankees a long time ago. That was when they were real big in the 90s.
Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, that would have been a fun one.
Yeah, that was a really, really, really good concert.
Yeah, I bet.
I haven't been to any concerts lately because of COVID, but
yeah,
before I was going to concerts all the time. So
yeah. See, Josh says he looks like a Metallica kind of guy.
Yeah,
I love Metallica.
old Metallica.
Yes, and then I used to listen to Metallica and Korn.
I love Korn. I've actually met Korn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they were on their very first tour it was Megadeth, Flotsam and Jetsam, Fear Factory, and Korn was the opening band, and and I used to work at a bar before I joined the military called Mean Mr. Mustard's, and they came in, and I had no idea who they were. I knew it was called the Newport Music Hall, and it was about 3 to 5 buildings away from where my bar was. And so we'd get those guys come in every so often if they were, not heavy hitters, like the guys from Megadeth didn't come into the band.
Yeah.
Or the bar. But the younger bands would come in and have a few drinks and whatnot. And Korn they had just put out the album with Blind. It was their very first album.
Okay.
And so it was their first tour. And so they come into the band, or to the bar, I mean, and I'm in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, and they're in there, and they whip out a joint. And for some reason, they thought that I was police. They thought, oh shit, it's 5-0. And I was like, no, I'm not. Just light that and pass it over. I'm just the bouncer at the bar. So I got to meet them, and then they signed one of their tour posters, those little pamphlets that you see stapled to poles and stuff.
Uh-huh.
We had a whole bunch of them stapled into our bar. And so I pulled one down, and they signed it, and I still have it. My son, I got him into Korn, and he probably didn't remember it, but I showed him the signatures, and his jaw just went all the way down to the floor. Like I was king for a day.
My cousin owns a company, a security company. And so at University of Utah and a couple other places here that do local events and venues.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then, back in the heyday when I was doing bodybuilding and stuff like that, he would always ask me to come do some
bouncing security
for him. And I was Carrie Underwood's bodyguard, and she's tiny. I mean, she was down to my belly button. And a couple other guys. But then what's funny, though, is my first show I ever did in bodybuilding, I did a posing routine with Human More Than Human by Rob Zombie.
Uh-huh.
And he was one of the first guys I ever got to meet and got to be his bodyguard.
Oh.
It's fun.
That's cool.
So I don't know if you like Rob Zombie at all, but
oh yeah.
But my wife and I went and saw Weezer, and Sparta opened for Weezer out of, and I'm like, wait, who's Sparta? And it was crazy. I've never heard of them before.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever heard, but they're good now.
Huh.
Have you ever seen Disturbed?
No, I want to though.
That would be good. I didn't know he could sing until they did the remake, that song, Sounds of Silence.
Yeah.
When he did Sounds of Silence, I'm like, holy crap, this guy can sing.
Yes.
Sorry,
we
got me on his hand.
That.
What?
He could sing before that.
Oh, I know, but it's a different type of voice.
Well, yeah.
And so all of a sudden you hear him singing, like literally like singing, and you're like,
yeah,
holy crap. And then he gets that gargle at the end. You're like, dude, it gives you chills. So a little bit about beards. Not talking about like the CBD, not talking about emu or, any of those type of oils, ostrich oil. What do you see trending besides those, those few?
I don't know. I did see a trend where balms kind of fell off the.
Wow, that's cool, Ray.
Where like people transitioned from balms to butters.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm not in it enough to know what trends and what not. I'm kind of the follower. What's that?
You just know what works for you.
Right. And you know, I mean, I do beard therapy and I do stuff like that, but I'm not engulfed. Like I'm not a influencer or a reviewer. So it's not like I am in it enough to see what trends are coming and going or whatever. Once they happen, then that's when I know. So yeah. I really don't know.
So what do you like? What's your beard routine? What do you like to do?
When I get up and I go take my shower, I wash with a good beard wash. And because I sweat so bad, I wash every day. I know Dan C says you should have a rinse day or whatever. If I do a rinse day, it's on the weekend because during the week it's wash every day.
Well, and with all the sweat, we're big guys. Big guys sweat more.
Right. So I wash every day. And then I'll go in and I'll put in my beard oil, let it absorb, and then I put in a good beard butter. So
okay.
I
see that, Joey.
Very rarely do I do just oil. Now, if I choose, I did just oil when I had your skipper before I got the butter. But if I would wear skipper, obviously I can't wear. I didn't have a butter for it, so I would wear just the oil. But it's very rare that I do just an oil and then not a butter. I'm a oil and butter kind of guy. It makes it feel like my beard's somewhat styled. It's just I guess
especially now in the fall when it gets a little bit colder, I really enjoy putting butter in with oil in the morning.
Yeah,
I can tell a difference with the butter in the cold.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Okay. So what's the most unusual place you've fallen asleep? You said you had a cool story about this, so I got to know.
I have several. So being in the military and going to the field, I learned real quick that when you're in the field, you don't get much sleep. So whenever you can, you get I learned real quick too, as soon as I jumped in my vehicle to go from place to place, I was knocked out. Oh, so yeah. I'd be in the little troop seat with my CBC helmet on, and I'd be my chin to chest, just snoring out until we pulled into position, go to work, get stuff done, and whatever. Now the other funny place was in Iraq, and we were on what's called Hot Gun, and that's where you're the working howitzer for work missions. If missions came down, you had to shoot. You were the ones that did it. So anyway, it got nighttime, and I wasn't pulling any guard or anything like that. So I was laying on top of my howitzer, and I heard this sound. It sounded like a swarm. And I opened my eyes, and I see these circling blue lights. And I swear to God, I thought we were getting abducted by aliens. So I freak out because I'd never seen it before. I freak out. My section chief comes running up to jumps out of the vehicle, comes outside, and he's like, "What are you freaking out about?" "Chief, we're getting abducted by aliens." And he's like, "No, it's not. It's the C-130. That's the static coming off their blades." I'd never seen it, so I didn't know.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's at nighttime. It's the static causes a blue light, and it's just big circles of blue.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's crazy, but I'd never seen it.
So you're all freaking out, and everyone's laughing at you.
Right, right, and they're all laughing at me because they'd seen it, and I'd never seen it before. So anyway, that's my falling asleep story.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I can pretty much fall asleep just wherever. If you give me a good second, I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's time to my would you rather questions. Some of them are serious. Some of them are serious would you rather questions. Some are not. But everyone in the comment section, just throw out would you rather questions for Brett. So first one.
Okay.
Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? Mind you, I like both of them.
Probably Wonder Woman, because then I get to see Batman. I'm more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy. So
That makes sense. Sorry. I'm reading what Aldemer said. Okay, so which Wonder Woman? You choose.
oh gosh, which Wonder Woman?
Gal Gadot.
For nostalgic purposes, because I grew up with her, she was my first, is probably Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
Oh. See, that's what he's saying. Linda Carter looked so hot at her age.
And still, she's still hot.
All right, next question. Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Personal chef.
Me too. Because I can clean anytime, but I cannot. If I want to lose weight, but I want to eat good food, I don't know.
Right. See, I can cook, but why not have it done? You know?
Yeah, and done well.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. So yeah, see, chef.
Yep.
Beard pamper chef. He's like, I'm a chef, so
well, he's a chef already.
I know, that's why I'm a chef. I'll just have a maid. All right, next question. Would you rather lounge by the pool or by the beach?
Okay, is the beach a lake or is it a saltwater beach?
You choose.
If it were a lake, I'd do the beach. If it were the ocean, I'd have to do pool.
Really?
Yeah, I did the ocean, but if I can't see what is down there, there's stuff in the ocean that can eat me.
Oh, there's stuff in the ocean that's freaky crazy.
Yeah, so
but it's so cool.
If it were a lake, it'd probably be the lake. But if it were saltwater, it'd be the pool.
See, and I'm almost opposite. Like the lake over here, they have tiger muskies.
What's that?
They're the scariest looking fish you've ever seen in your entire life. It's like a giant leopard tiger, huge monster teeth that like a barracuda almost looking. I'm like, yeah, they're just hanging out there, and we've swam in it, we go fishing in it all the time, all that kind of stuff. But I'd rather be at a beach any day than a pool.
Oh, okay.
But that's me. But I get where you're coming from.
Yes.
Beach. Oh, what's up, Sam? How you doing, man? That's the shark zone. Don't go to the shark zone.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yep.
Would you rather buy all used underwear or all used toothbrushes?
Oh my God.
I know that's a tough one. That's gross too.
Both of them. I don't know. See, I don't know if I could do either, because
you have to choose one.
Oh my God,
that's the name of the game.
I'd probably choose the underwear,
because you can bleach it. You can't get it all like.
You can bleach it, you can soak it, you can do all that, and you can get all that out. Just something about sticking the toothbrush from somebody else's mouth into my mouth.
It's so gross.
Yeah. So both of them are gross.
Yeah.
And especially after seeing, I mean, if you've been in the military for a year, you've seen some nasty shit. And so that's where the whole
undies, soak it in for a week.
Oh my God. I'd be going commando until those things I felt were good.
I'm with you on that. Would you rather visit International Space Station for a week or spend a week in a hotel at the bottom of the ocean?
Oh my God. See? Either one would be cool.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I would want to do both.
I'd probably say the International Space Station, because one of my favorite shows is Ancient Aliens. But see, there's also a theory that there's alien space stations underneath the water.
Oh.
So either way,
cool.
But I'd probably say the International Space Station.
I would have to say the same thing because when do you ever get to go to the space?
Right. You can always go in the ocean.
Yeah, but a hotel at the bottom of the ocean, that would be cool.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So space, ocean. I got to get back to work later. Let's see. Cake by the ocean. Oh, there you go. That's another group I never got to see is Cake, but I loved them growing up.
Or is he meaning eating cake by the ocean?
Probably. I don't know. Would you rather play basketball with LeBron James or football with Tom Brady?
Basketball with LeBron James.
That would be cool. That everyone is talking about how crappy, like he's not the best, and I'm like, and then they were showing like all these mega teams, players that went together to go against LeBron James, and they showed like the first mega team was like what Kevin Garnett, Allen, and Pierce for the Celtics, going after Cleveland so that they could win because no one could beat him. I'm like, dude, the guy's good. The guy is good.
Plus, I'm a little biased. Tom Brady went to college at that team up north. I can't say their name. But they're Ohio State's major rival, and so.
Oh, I know. He played for Michigan.
Yeah, that team. So never been a fan.
Dude, when's the last time Michigan beat Ohio State? It's been a long time.
It was 2000 and. I want to say it was 2007, but they didn't. But Ohio State was under suspension that year.
Is Harbaugh still in charge? The coach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's never beat him, has he? Ever?
Mm-hmm. Nope. He has not done one thing that he was hired in order to do. They hired him to not only win the Big Ten, but to or not only to win their division, but to go to the Big Ten championship and win, and then go to the national championship. And he's not done any of those.
Yeah.
He hasn't even won their division.
But he does sponsor khaki pants.
Yeah. But he has that under his belt. But he can't beat
Ohio State. It has to be
State.
the pleated khaki pants.
Brady's a cheater.
Football because I suck at basketball. I'm not a fan of Tom Brady either. Tell you what, a lot of people don't like Tom Brady because he's winning and because of the Deflategate type of stuff. But he's a good person. I'm not gonna you hear what he does and stuff like that. He's a good person.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about LeBron that I like.
Yeah.
When has he ever got in trouble?
He's never.
No, he's a faithful husband, good kid, good father.
You've never heard anything bad or negative come out of his camp that he's done this or he's done that.
There's a lot of social justice going on in the world today. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't bother me that you're fighting for rights and stuff like that. And that does bother some people.
Right.
It doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, everyone has the right to live. U of M, what is that?
University of that team up north.
Oh, Michigan.
See, you can say it. I'm not. I can't.
Yeah. If you beat LeBron, he'll cry. Then he'll tag you. You're next. I appreciate it, Ryan. I really do. It means a lot. Go Bills. I like Tom Brady. Yeah, no, that's just how I feel. I would love to meet both of them. But let's see. Okay, this next one is a little more serious. I'm not going to lie. Would you rather end hunger or hatred?
Oh, wow.
Nope, that's what I said. This is kind of a deep one.
Oh, wow. I think it'd be easier if you had the means to do it. It would be easier to end hunger.
Yeah,
there's so much hatred around. I think it would also I was going to say it would be more fulfilling to say that you ended hunger, but there's also, if you can end hatred, I mean, come on. You'd be like the next Mother Teresa.
Yeah. Well, what I think is if you end now, this is just me when we were just thinking about this. If you were to end hatred, I think you could end hunger. I just think there's so many people that just fight and bash all the time.
Yeah.
That if you had ended hatred and there was just love everywhere, I think we would want to give freely and willing to help others all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's how I see it. If you end hunger, if you end hatred, you could actually end hunger at the same time, I think. Hatred needs to change on its own. Yep. Oh, hey, Chess. She's amazing. That's Casey's wife.
Oh, okay.
Beard. So, well, does anyone have any questions for Brett or myself? Again, I appreciate, Brett, you joining us. I always like to make it around an hour. We've definitely hit that, which is totally fine. But does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns, anything like that for Brett or I? And Brett, do you have anything else to say that you'd like to comment on?
Nope. I'm good to go.
Well, dude, you're a stud. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Is it time for football? Nope, one more hour.
One more hour.
You going to have any wings or anything with it?
No, I'm going to have whatever's in the refrigerator for leftovers and then go out there. Now, the wings are for regular football season.
Yes.
Not preseason.
It is one of my favorite things to do is go to.
Oh, yeah.
Go and like even during like a UFC fight night or something like that, go to a B-dubs and just watch the game.
Oh, yeah.
So it's some of my favorite things to do.
So what's your go-to sauce?
I really at B-dubs, I really like the Parmesan garlic.
Really?
I don't
do like the buffalo.
I like medium. I know that's so
Okay.
But it's medium and Parmesan garlic are my go-to. Also, weirdest thing ever that I found out that you could do there is we'll get a basket of fries and we'll have them put the salt and vinegar like pepper on it.
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So man, it was so good. Oh,
You're a rookie then.
I just know what I like and I never switch. I'm not gonna lie.
No. I mean a rookie as far as not knowing about the salt and vinegar pepper.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm definitely a rookie on that. Hey Russ, appreciate you, man. Bananas are yellow. That's good, Ray. Good job.
See, B-dubs is what we called it, and BW3s. That's what Buffalo Wild Wings BW3s from where I grew up blew up into BWs.
Okay.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
See,
it used to be called Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck.
That's one thing I want to learn how to do. Is I've seen like I have a neighbor who I don't know how he does it, but he uses the oven, he uses a grill, and he uses a smoker for his wings.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has like the special dry rub sauce on it. It's the best wings I've ever had. And I'm like, I got to figure out how he does all that because I'm like the oven, the grill, and the smoker. I don't know how he does it. But I think he smokes it for a while, then gets the oven on to get it all moist or whatever, and then he just gets a little sizzled for the skin on the outside.
See, my all-time favorite, just buffalo mild or buffalo medium. I have to have medium, and then I dip it in blue cheese dressing.
Blue cheese is the best sauce in the whole entire world. Dude, I'm hungry. Now I want to go eat.
Yeah.
See, one of my favorite all-time steaks is going to go get a sirloin at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Blue cheese crumbles melted on top of it.
Ooh.
It's my favorite. Like real blue cheese just melted on top of the steak. Nothing else needed, just that.
Yep.
Well, shoot. Now we're just going to have to go eat.
Yeah.
So, but I appreciate you, man, joining us. And if you ever need me, I'm around. You know that. And again, guys, appreciate your prayers. Appreciate your positive vibes and thoughts while I was in the hospital. It meant a lot to me. And I'm here. I'm back. And actually, Candace and I are going to be here fulfilling, 60 plus orders right now. So if you guys need us, we're around. So have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you for joining us. And Brett, appreciate you joining too.
Yep, no
Good
problem.
All right, see you guys.